Hello and welcome. My name is Miriam. I'm a family therapist. In this video, I'm going to talk about young children, teenagers, children who are perfectionists. It means that they set very high performance standards for themselves, not necessarily about academic achievement. It could be about sports or about the way they look, about their social life. Very high expectations. They're very hard on themselves. They're concerned with how other people judge them. And basically their life isn't much fun. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what perfectionism is, how it comes about, and what we could do to help these children. More about how it feels to be a perfectionist. It feels that whatever you're doing isn't good enough. You are very self-critical. You're also very anxious because to do well in everything isn't easy. You spend a lot of time perfecting your work. You have got a difficult attitude to your own mistakes. So if you make a mistake, it's almost intolerable. You either reject it and deny it, or if you do understand that you've made a mistake, you feel really awful about it, how much you've hurt other people. And sometimes young people will avoid activities where they don't think they can perform very well. So if they see something and they think, no, I can't do it very well, they would rather not give it a try than give it a try and fail. Now, these children often are not really a problem at school, because usually they are well behaved and they do their homework and school has no problem with them, mostly. There is a problem with their family though, because this anxiety and this high stress and worry will influence and affect their family life. They will be more nervous, they will cry and be stressed out and freak out when things that they want are not going the way that they want it, the way they think they should go. Why are some children like that then? When we raise our children, when they're really little, in the very early years, we need to show them and teach them how they need to be in order to function in society. So starting from toilet training and table manners and knowing not to snatch and not to scream and to share and to understand other people. So that process that we all do for lots of children is perceived like criticism, because we tell them, on the one hand, we tell them we really love you. On the other hand, we tell them this is wrong and you can't do this and you can't do that. And so we constantly ask them to change and do things differently and be good. They need to be good. For some of them, the more sensitive ones, the distance between behave and be good, between be really good, really, you need to be really, really good, and you need to be perfect so that we love you and we accept you and we smile at you and we don't get upset with you. That's not a big distance. Then they go to school and they're told, you need to do your best. You need to be your best. You need to try your hardest. You need to fulfill your full potential, whatever that means. This is one of the phrases I really hate, because I have no idea what it means. And for the most sensitive children, it just means that whatever they do isn't good enough. You know, they need to do their best and they need to fulfill their full potential, whatever that means. Anyway, add to that social media. In the olden times, children used to compare themselves to their classmates, and almost every child was good at something. Even if they weren't that academic, they may have had a really lovely singing voice, or they were good at football, or they have good jokes and people like being around them. They had a good sense of humor. Now we are comparing ourselves to the whole wide world, and on TikTok or wherever they hang out, they will see children that dance beautifully, play the piano like an adult age 9, do magic tricks that nobody's done before age 13. And so instead of just comparing themselves to everybody else around them, they're comparing themselves to a much bigger pool of people. And for lots of children, the more sensitive ones, they just feel that they're not good enough and they need to try and try and try. And in the process, they are worried and they lose their joy of life. Before looking into ways of helping children with this profile, and I'm going to suggest 5 such ways, I just want to say that not every child who's got an ambition and wants to achieve is a perfectionist necessarily. Of course not. There are going to be lots of children and young people who would invest in their music, sports, academic studies, whatever it is that they like to do. If their experience is usually of joy, that they enjoy what it is that they're investing in, and occasionally they can be stressed about it, that's okay. The perfectionist is a child that feels that they need to be good at everything, that they can't make mistakes, and their most experience is mostly of anxious worry, and that's what they need help with. So how can we help? How can we help young people get out of this trap of perfectionism? I'm going to make some suggestions, but obviously I don't know your child, so you need to adjust them or change them, make them yours, or ignore some of them completely if they don't fit. But I have found that this helps most people. So the first one is to examine the messages that you as a family are broadcasting to your child. What messages are you giving? What are you saying? Are you saying you have to invest a lot in your schoolwork because if you don't, say, get good GCSEs, you're going to not get the A levels you want, you're not going to get wherever you want to get, nothing much is going to come out of you. Yeah, are you saying things like that? These are messages that could be okay with other children, but not with a child who's already a perfectionist and self-driven to achieve. And a lot of the time, we're not really aware, but this is what we are broadcasting, and that's not great. You want instead maybe to say, choose what you like, what you enjoy, invest more in it. There's some subjects that you don't particularly enjoy. You need to be good enough. You don't need to be perfect. Good enough is okay. Nobody is good at everything. We can't invest in everything. That's just going to drive us to exhaustion. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be good at everything. You are good as you are. That's the message that you want to give. Secondly, you want to look at your own relationship to your own imperfections, to your own mistakes. What are you actually modeling to your children? Are you saying, oh, I'm such an idiot, I can't believe I've done this, such a stupid thing that I've done? Are you saying things like this about yourself? Or are you spending a lot of the time, of your time, perfecting things that don't need perfection? Or you want things to be exactly this way and not slightly different? Your children are watching you. If they see you behaving in this way, they're going to absorb it, whether you like it or not. So my second suggestion is look at your own tendency for perfectionism. Third suggestion is to actually sit down with them and maybe look at what it is that they like and don't like, and what they want to achieve in and what is okay to achieve less in, and organize a work-life balance plan they can follow. They need to know that they need breaks, they can't revise all the time. They need to know that if they drive themselves to exhaustion, that's not going to work out. And you need to actually sit down with them and devise a plan of what they do and what's too much. And if they haven't achieved whatever they've set out to achieve, that's okay. That's all right. Most of the time, it is all right. Next, I would say is discuss social media with them. Be involved as much as you can without being intrusive, and remind them that a lot of what they're seeing in social media is self-advertisement and it's staged. People put the best makeup, go to the best places as if their life is perfect and everything is great and funny and fun and wonderful. And they sometimes tend to compare what they see on social media to the mundane life that they have, but they need to understand that they're not comparing like with like. Of course, they're going to be the really talented people that will play the drums professionally, like a professional, age 9 or whatever it is that they can see there on YouTube or TikTok. And that's understandable. You can use it as an inspiration if you want to create something like that for yourself, but you don't need to be like that in order to be liked, loved, and good enough for you. My last suggestion is to compliment them for when they're not perfect, for when they're dealing with a mistake. Okay, they accept their mistakes and don't make a big deal out of it. When they're happy to go to school, not wearing exactly what they wanted to wear, maybe not having some of their homework because they couldn't do it, and just tell them that it's okay, that you're proud of them, that they're not trying to be perfect, that they're living all right with their mistakes. Find times where they don't show the perfectionist behavior and compliment them for that. And of course, lots of love, hugs, compliments, knowing that you're going to help if you can, if they feel that they need to see somebody and talk about some of these things. You want to encourage them to do that, but for most children, that's not needed. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you liked what you heard. I hope it's been useful to you. Please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.